One two one two one two one two one two one two one two. Unos dos. We back at it. We back at it. 1 second. We back at it. It's your boy Friday Ricky Dread here with another live for your head top. Let me go up on Instagram quick fast and let the people know that we out, y'all. Which one should I pick? I'll use my own personal page right now. Let the people know what's up, what's up, what's up. And salute to everybody who's popping in today on a Wednesday afternoon as usual. Wow. How y'all feeling today, man? Let me know. Let me know. Comment gang strong. All right. Let me know where you're tapping in from and how y'all feeling on a Wednesday afternoon. It's not super sunny over here in Toronto, but it's warm as a mofo. Big salute to everybody on Instagram who's popping in right now. We are live on YouTube. A lot of topics to get into. Big salute to A.W.O.L. Big salute to anybody who's popping in on Instagram. Make sure if you see me on the gram live, you know what it is. We are on YouTube as we speak. YouTube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. All right. Pop out. Let's get some conversations going. I also have a link pinned to the top of the live chat right now for anybody who wants to join the conversation. So tap in. Let's get our words heard and let's get our sentiments heard. Let's have a good live this afternoon. All right. It's big salute to E3 Entertainment popping up in the live over here on Instagram. Big salute to Baby Niang or Nia EXO, my bad. 100 bound. Big salute to everybody who's popping in on Instagram. But let's get it popping. YouTube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. Y'all could join the conversation via the chat and let's get it popping. Let's go. Let us go. I'm just doing some shares in the background right now as we speak over here on Facebook. And y'all could do the same if you feel like it. I'm sharing it up on my Facebook right now. I'll probably go over to Reddit and give it a share over there too, just to let the people know we are out here today. Got a list of topics. I'll go through the list of topics right now, and y'all could chime in with some topics if you would like. But I'll let you know what I have here, and maybe you've already got that on the mind. Foolio. In my opinion, this was not only a murder case, it was a self-deletion case. Okay, I think that he might have done this to himself. All right, self-deletion. I'm trying to be safe for YouTube, if you know what I mean. Okay, but I don't think that this was a case of him getting caught slipping, but we'll get into it. Christmas List is home. Big salute to Christmas List. Okay, he got freed up from the Trinidad, from the embassy over there. He was dealing with some legal issues via just due to him doing interviews over there in Trinidad. And for the people who know who Christmas List is, he's a travel YouTuber or a travel vlogger. He goes all over the world. He's been to over 170 countries, if I'm not mistaken. And he goes into the Gaza. He goes into the gritty of all these different countries. He gets to talk to the people out there. And currently he was just locked up over there in Trinidad. They let him go, but they held his passport and he wasn't allowed to leave for a few months. So he just got that changed up. So we'll definitely talk about it. I have a top 5 update. All right. So big salute to top 5 for the people out there who care about what's going on with the boy Pedro. He's currently detained right now, and I got some updates on that. You know what I'm saying? JTV wants to know how I stop ads. You got to get that premium, broski. Just saying. Got to get that YouTube premium. I know the feeling, though. The ads is a pain in the butt. Who else I got here? Joe Budden says he passed the baton on to take out Drake. Okay, there's been a lot of things, rumblings about that. Some people have been posting that on all the different pages, all the different social media spots. However, Joe Budden has actually responded to that on his podcast this afternoon or this morning. Queen's Flip is also back, but do I need to get into that? Maybe we will. Another thing I want to know also, as far as another topic here, is Kendrick Lamar dragging this shit now? I know the Not Like Us video is being filmed now. However, for them to be filming the video what, maybe 2 months later, y'all might be kind of dragging it still. Okay, I know I got a lot of love for the West Coast, and I got a lot of people in the West Coast that show love to me. However, y'all niggas might be dragging it now. All right. Who else? What else? Jag Virk. Big salute to lawyer Jag Virk. He gets off. He got K Money off of his human trafficking charges, and we'll also review the K Money Casper TNG child support video. And last but not least, I have on my list here DJ Vlad speaks out against people not defending Drake. We'll get into what he tweeted. And yeah, if y'all have any other topics, let me know. Comment gang strong. Like I said, we have the link in the top of the chat if y'all want to join the conversation. So let's get it popping. Before I get into it, big salute to the sponsors. Big salute to Diamond Club. They're the providers of cans and all other types of good 420 friendly type of things. All right. Hit them up if you want delivery across Canada, as well as for the people here in the GTA. Their Instagram page is Diamond Club _Canada. And, you know, use the code We Love Hip Hop. Get yourself a little discount. All right. What else we got here? We got some grabber, courtesy of Steamin' Hot Grabber. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabber, and get yourself some of that red rose grabber, red herring grabber, any of the different grabber flavors. And it's hot. Trust me. I see enough people smoking at Steamin' Hot Grabber. What else we got here? Gas Packs Original. Big salute to them. Okay, they got some of the finest loud in the city. Hit them up if you want to get your hands on some of that. And make sure that they got the barcode on the back of that too to make sure that it's real. Okay, hit them up on their Instagram page, Gas Packs Original, and you could also use the code We Love Hip Hop. All right. What else we got going on before we get into our topics? Let me put some stuff up on the screen here. I'm using a new browser today. I had to get up on my Googles. Let's take this down. That was the Vlad post that we're going to be talking about later on. Let's go over to King Radio. Big salute to King Radio. Big salute to Big Swish. Had an interview with them yesterday. Very, very informative interview. Very entertaining. Big Swish is representing Kitchener. Okay, the Kitchen, K-Town. And the boy King Radio, he's representing over there in London, Ontario. There's a show that's going down on July 27th. Mar Oso. All right. Radio T Entertainment presents Mar Oso. It starts at 9 p.m. It's going to be over there in London, 89 King Street, over there in London, Ontario. There's VIPs available. If y'all want to get in contact to get some of those tickets, hit up their website, bouncelife.com. All right, y'all see it on the screen here, or for info, 226-377-8023. And it'll be free parking. Tickets are $25, and it's hosted by your boy, Roderick Dread. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get to some of the shits over here, man. Let's get to some of the shits. What do y'all want to get into first? We'll get into this Foolio stuff first, because some people have been taking my theory about Foolio, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, all right, Friday, okay, all right. But in my opinion, that young gentleman, Foolio, he passed a few days ago now. He was in Tampa, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just recalling from the top of my mind. He was in Tampa, Florida. He got killed in a shooting over there at the Holiday Inn. It was his birthday, his 26th birthday. I'm just going off of memory right now, but it was his 26th birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And he was basically showing his location the whole day. I know there's been some debate saying, well, like he's doing something. He had an obligation for a promoter, so of course he's going to give his location all day. I don't know about all that, man. Let me just put some stuff up on the screen. Let's see some of these videos that people have been doing about Foolio, because since he passed away, Young and Ace actually dropped the song. Okay, Young and Ace is his op. He's the one who dropped that song, Who I Smoke. Y'all remember that? Let me pull it up. Let's see what 1090 Jake has to say about this.
Around 4:40 this morning, we received a 911 call about a shooting that happened here in the parking lot behind me on McKinley and Fowler. What we have learned, and again, this is all very early in the investigation, is that 2 cars were shot at. 4 people were shot in total as a result of this. 3 of them were transported to hospitals, and 1 was pronounced deceased here on the scene.
26-year-old Charles Jones, aka Foolio, was shot and killed early in the morning on June 23rd, 2024. The Jacksonville rapper would become known for not only dissing.
Why does Jake sound like that? He sounds tired.
The dead, but coming up with disses that would turn into TikToks where people unknowingly mocked an 18-year-old whose remains were found in the woods.
Murder of an 18-year-old Jacksonville man becomes
ain't that some shit?
It's the center of a nationwide TikTok trend.
Corbin got kidnapped. They found his bones. He was right.
Johnson's mother, Melissa Jackson, reported her son missing in 2018. His remains found in a wooded area in 2019. His death ruled a murder.
Let me fast forward a little bit here.
Bullard, known as Young Teen Ace, is the sole survivor of a quadruple shooting not far from the St. John's Town Center. His 3 teenage friends, Trayvon Bullard, Royale Devon Smith Jr., and Jacoby Deshad Grover, were killed. Police say the shooter or shooters pulled up in a car next to the victims at the 295 and Town Center Parkway stoplight before opening fire. Last night, we showed you one side of the Chevy sedan full of bullet holes. This is video from the survivor's Instagram, just hours before the attack. Action News Jack's law and safety expert Dale Carson tells me this activity on social media allows groups to more easily target each other.
They post stuff on Instagram or Facebook showing where they are.
Well, it was your brother's birthday. How old did he turn that day?
He had turned 18. When I'm getting shot, I'm coming out the car, I can hear him like, my little brother 23, my best friend, he really on the ground like.
So basically, y'all get the point. These guys they're starting a trend of basically, they're not starting a trend. There's been a trend going on of young gentlemen killing each other and talking about it on songs. Okay. I live here in Toronto. We got the same thing going on over here. We got a lot of gangster rappers or quote unquote Joe rappers who talk about each other on songs, talk about each other on social media. When somebody passes away, then they're smoking on somebody. Que sera, sera. Now, one thing that I noticed from doing interviews over the years, and I've done hundreds of interviews with different Toronto rappers, okay? When it comes to the ones who are a little bit more on that gangster shit, you know, the ones who are taunting their ops online, getting into a lot of what they call polys over here, these niggas move hella cautious, all right? Contrary to belief than what people are seeing them online doing, when they're actually moving around in public, I've had incidents where, you know, they'll send a scout out. I'll call it a scout. You know what I mean? Somebody to check the scene, make sure that everything's clean, check to see who's in the building, who's filming with me, how many people are in there and in attendance with me before the actual rapper who I'm going to be interviewing pops up. All right. This has happened not one time, multiple times. So I've seen a lot of precautionary tactics taken when it comes to drill rappers who know they have problems, right? Besides just them coming out of the car, sometimes balaclavaed up, masked up, hella people in the crew, maybe about 3-4 burners on them. When it's time to leave now, these niggas don't want anybody posting until they actually leave the building. I've had people ask me as soon as they walk in the building, you're not live, right? They know I'm not live ahead of time from us booking the interview, having the conversation, but they just want to make sure. This is how paranoid these drill rappers be when it comes to moving around in public. So I say all that to say, the reason why I believe that this young gentleman, Foolio, committed suicide or self-deletion just for YouTube reasons, is because he knows he has these types of issues. He moves around probably the same way, not letting anybody know his location until he's gone, unless he's in one of those moods where, you know, they're trying to smoke something today. But as far as his birthday, doing his thing, moving around, trying to have a good time, celebrating his 26th year of life. I just have a hard time believing that this gentleman was sharing his location by mistake. Like, oops, they caught me slipping. I wonder how that happened. On top of the fact that we have examples like Pop Smoke, who else can we say who showed their location and shortly after people died? Like, there's not only one incident of this. So for him to think that he could beat the odds, I don't think that he thinks he's Superman like that. This nigga already got shot in the foot. There's been multiple attempts on his life. But I think sometimes niggas get tired. They get tired of having to duck, having to deal with ops, trying to keep up this persona. And sometimes niggas just give up. This is just my opinion.
In a weekend. It was 4:40 in the morning when gunfire erupted in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn. The hotel was only 8 minutes away from the club and sat right across the street from the university.
Drink, I'm gonna put it right here.
The name and address of the club. The very first comment on the post would read, "That shit getting shot up."
All right. So as far as him showing his location, he wasn't showing his location the whole day while he was partying and stuff.
Celebrating his birthday on the 23rd day of the month. Foolio had posted an Instagram on July 14th that he'd be in Tampa to celebrate his birthday on the 21st and would even drop the name and address of the club. The very first comment on the post would read, "That shit getting shot up." Foolio would let it be known he was in Tampa, even showing the Airbnb he was staying at.
This is what I'm talking about right here. These are the self-deletion parts.
The pool party start the day at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM Foolio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30.
I wonder how much he's getting paid for this party that he was going to be performing at, or this, I don't know, walkthrough. I don't know exactly what he was doing. I think it was a performance, but I wonder how much he was getting paid for that night. Like, I know Foolio has a pretty big audience. He gets millions of views. However, is it worth really giving your life up for 10 racks, maybe 5 racks for a night of work?
Man, push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up.
7 hours later, Foolio would make his biggest mistake. Surrounded by females, Foolio would show he was drinking and would say he doesn't even drink. Already on the edge of carelessness, the alcohol would do nothing but calm Foolio's nerves, the same nerves that have kept him alive all this time.
Talk the talk, Jake.
Me drinking, cuz. I don't even drink, cuz.
You supposed to have a chaser.
She's gonna have somebody chase you.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday!
Everybody got their shot, put their shot with the L.
Now, when I look at the scene here, it doesn't look like people outside of his circle except for the women.
Okay, David. Everybody take this shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
Another post would state the police shut down the Airbnb party. Foolio would thank everyone who showed up to celebrate and then post himself walking up the stairs to Truth 18, an after party lounge in the city.
The man was like trying to let his ops know. At this point, I feel like he's blatantly trying to let his ops know, this is where I'm going to be. I want to die tonight. Niggas think I'm crazy for thinking this, but I think this was his night to go, and he not only knew it, brought it upon himself. Besides the songs of him doing music videos at people's cemetery or people's grave sites and stuff like that. Besides that, that's already taunting your ops. But when you let people know your location all day, people can say, oh, he was drinking. Listen, I understand. But this gentleman, he wanted to die that evening.
We can't even fuck for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up to stay.
Look at this. You're showing the ops could be right here waiting for you. Right here where my mouse is moving. They could be pulling up right now. Clicking up. Go get this nigga.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as hell. We deep as hell. 20 deep. Lit everywhere we go.
He'd again post a flyer to the club with the address as if he was trying to.
Now, let me hear what Chick got to say about that.
Address as if he was trying to set a record for most locations dropped in a weekend.
See what I'm saying? The man was like, yo, listen, I'm here, man. Where are you guys? Is somebody going to shoot me yet or what? What are you guys waiting for? Look at this nigga. He's putting up the flyer again. But I'll say this. When it comes to him putting up the flyer, he has an obligation. He's paid by the promoter to also promote the event. So he's going to put up the flyer.
Club with the address as if he was trying to set a record for most locations dropped in a weekend. It was 4:40 in the morning when gunfire erupted in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn. The hotel was only 8 minutes away from the club and sat right across the street from the University of South Florida. 2 cars would be hit, one left with multiple bullet holes in the windshield. It looked as if they were pulling into the hotel looking for parking when they were ambushed. Clearly, whoever was with Foolio didn't know the city well, as anyone from Tampa knows the area around USF has always been dangerous and right down the street from the hood. But most likely they were drunk and just picked a cheap hotel close to their previous location. 4 people would be shot, and Foolio's girlfriend would later post to Twitter saying, "Y'all took my boyfriend from me. I hate y'all, and I won't be the only one crying." Back in 2020, Foolio was shot in Houston, Texas. Spinner Benz, Young and Ace, Whopper with the Chopper, and Fast Money Goon would drop one of the most viral diss songs in
Whopper with the Chopper is the craziest name.
history, titled Who I Smoke. Lyrics within the song would seemingly hint at the Houston shooting, stating, "I told the rocket when I travel, I'm pistol packing in Houston. I was lurking on this page, I caught him lacking in Houston. We let off shots, he got shot and went live. I was thinking like, fuck, man, that bitch ain't died."
That's trash.
Bitch nigga shot me but didn't kill me. On Kendrick. You fucking stupid.
Foolio would be...
Can I say that quick fast? This shit is trash. The beat was hot. Right? The sample that they used, who I smoke. Even the hook is pretty hard. Who I smoke, young Kiki, who I smoke. I don't even want to say the names, right? But we gotta admit, we have to be honest. The lyrics being in these drill songs be hot garbage. All of them. There might be a couple of artists that they got a little flow pattern, a double entendre here or there. Pop Smoke was doing his thing, but him to me was mostly just voice. But as people who, and I'm just going to the audience who are really into hip hop that has lyricism in it, you gotta admit some of the shit was just hot trash. Just niggas naming names, saying who they shot, just doing a list of snitching on themselves. But it wasn't hot bars. Or maybe am I tripping? Or am I being an old head like, nah, Friday, that you ain't hear the way he said when I shot so and so when he spun around? That's a bar. Nah, it's just entertaining because we want to watch the crash out. But there's no way, as people who enjoy good music, that we're listening to the drill shit, and besides the beat that's carrying the shit and the hook, or maybe the sample that's carrying the shit, that the lyricism in it we're saying is hot. Because to me, when I read back some of the bars, it's hot trash.
Grazed in a drive-by shootout a year later in 2021, where he'd yet again go live, mocking the shooters, saying they missed 100 shots.
Hey, stop saying on the police post that. Listen, how you turn it down? Yeah.
Like, this shit is more entertaining than the actual rap itself.
Yeah. Listen, on trading my gun and register, I shot back in self-defense. Y'all dumb. I shot back in self-defense. You don't think if I did something illegal, I would be in jail? The police would put me in the back of the car, type of shit. Nigga did miss a whole 100 shots, though. You know they sick right now. Whoever did it, they sick. One nigga. Nigga had 2 choppers, 1 me. I'm blowing back. I'm trading.
In 2002,
that gun is crazy. The thing is, I'm not saying that there's no rappers who have beef raps or who've beefed with people in the past on record. You know, R.I.P. Young Dolph. Dolph had flow. Dolph had bars. I'm talking about specifically this new generation of drill rappers. Not a lot of y'all. All of y'all are garbage. You're putting ABC rhymes together, but with a lot of cinematic killing and shit in it. But we're not listening to the lyrics and saying, ooh, the way he said this, he going crazy. He's going in. No, a lot of you guys are booty trash, but we're entertained by the crash out. Lying to ourselves, saying that the shit is hot. Let me see what Charleston White had to say.
Well, y'all, they done got that boy. I say they done got that Foolio boy. I told him they would go get him. Yeah, no, well, I didn't tell him they would go get him. I just knew they would go get him because the boy works hard to get got.
Yep.
No, that boy works hard to get shot on. Man, they shot his foot off last year, give him that pirate nub. Man, he supposed to
this nigga said he gave him the pirate nub. Bars.
Foot shot off ain't supposed to be bouncing around.
Charleston White got more bars than the drill rappers.
On his birthday. Man, get somewhere and sit down and rest that foot and work your heel. Nigga supposed to be and then I'm thinking, at the Holiday Inn, what the ain't no protection on at the Holiday Inn. They ain't got valet parking.
Johnny Blix, big salute to you. I'm sure he was a really nice guy. I'm not even trying to say that the guy was an asshole or something. Well, he kind of seemed like an asshole to his ops. But if somebody kills your friend, I'd be an asshole too, right? But besides him maybe being nice to his peoples, these niggas is moving around like degenerates, fam. When niggas get up on their Instagram or on their phone, on their Snap, and they're like, yo, send a loc, I'm gonna pull up right now. You're looking crazy. You're literally putting the crime or putting the location of the crime that's about to happen up on the gram. Even the niggas who slid on him, stupid. Because they're probably gonna catch these niggas. They shot the nigga at a Holiday Inn. I'm sure there's surveillance video.
Okay. No, man, shit, no, man, that's why I go, man, the Holiday Inn. Man, I guess when you got an entourage and roll around, you can't go get one of them high dollar rooms. You got to go, yeah. And everybody saying, man, what you think about this? Well, all I'm gonna say is, man, works hard to die. Shit, he earned this here. She, and goddamn it, should nobody be sad? Way that lived and talk gangster, should nobody be sad what did happen to Foolio?
Am I for once completely agreeing with Charleston White? Keep going.
One thing we know about it, he didn't go to heaven.
That's ain't good. What's that?
Yeah, now one thing about it, he ain't in heaven. Now
that's crazy.
Wait, that boy, he had all the time in the world.
You're not wrong though. This nigga did a whole video sleeping on or laying down on somebody's grave. Like, come on. God, like, bruh, I don't know if I can let you stay here. There might not be enough room for you over here, bro.
Apologize to them people. He was going to the graveyard, rapping at the graveyard, making people mama cry. So it's some people relieved, wiping their forehead, saying, "Oh Lord, thank you." And then there's some people crying, said, "Oh, we gonna miss one leg, one foot." Oh, that's what the Indians would call them. The Indians give you a name, Blackfoot, Lightfoot. The Indians come up with it.
How is this guy doing a comedy routine to this nigga's death?
Yeah. Pale skin.
Somebody get this nigga another check.
We go. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 1 foot. Yeah, they got 1 foot, and then they know he can't run.
Julio, 1 foot.
Yeah, they know he can't sprint with that platter foot.
Oh.
Yeah, not that platter foot. Can't just
platter foot. Listen, condolences to that young gentleman's family, because in the end of the day, Foolio does have a family. He has parents. Okay, there's people who love him that are sad to see him go. But this nigga called him. What did he call him? Jesus Christ, Charleston, he's going in.
Yeah, they know he can't sprint with that platter foot.
Platter foot.
Yeah, not that platter foot. Can't just take off running and pivot, and so they got him. And it ain't funny, but it ain't no dishonor.
It's not funny. This nigga's trying to make jokes, bro. You just called a nigga platter foot, bro. You're acting like you're practicing a routine, bro. Stop this. But it ain't funny. You're trying to be funny. It ain't funny. You're trying to be funny, bro.
And if just so happen I die, I give everybody to make fun of me. I give everybody permission right now to make fun of me. Guess what? I ain't gonna hear it. I'm only gonna be up if I hear it. But I'll be if I can die and hear people laughing at me.
Breaking news, police say 4 people have
Yo, if Charleston White does get it, the amount of people who are going to be making posts celebrating that nigga's death is going to be crazy.
been shot at a Temple Terrace Holiday Inn. Tampa police are still on scene of this fatal shooting. 80 North Side's Chloe Sparks.
What are you saying over here? Old John Crow 416 Trackstar Music saying that they already know, the police over there already know who they're looking for? Yeah. They shot the nigga at a Holiday Inn.
Is joining us live with new information. Chloe, what's the update?
Stacey, this is the Holiday Inn hotel right across the street from USF, the Tampa campus. We just spoke with police officials who tell us that 4 people were shot here in the parking lot, and one of those people died here on the scene. The other 3 people are currently at the hospital.
They ain't got no more Charleston White stand up. Let's see. Let's see if there's an update. Let's delve through these YouTube streets. This is 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Shocking death update. Young and Ace. Prime suspects. Jacksonville shares experience with drill rapper. Video shows fatal shooting. Ooh.
Unfortunate. Now the next
big salute to Carlos King, whose YouTube channel I'm looking at this through.
next thing is these groups, and I won't name them. They know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around, paying attention to what's going on. But it's unfortunate. It should never happen to our kids. And I've never seen
on that,
so much.
Definitely all top of our priority.
Do you believe that it's related to these 2 gang groups up in Jacksonville associated with the rappers?
So again, that's part of our investigation, but indications are that there is some type of relationship there.
And is there any of those gang members that's present? Any of that over here on our side?
1 second, gang.
The ones involved that night, we didn't have any ties.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, man, I'm back again with another video, and this is an update on the Foolio situation that took place in Tampa Bay. I think it was 2 days ago. And I mean, to keep it real with y'all, it was evident that somebody else was gonna go to jail. Now they don't know who did it as of now. Even if they do, though, they're not gonna tell us until they actually apprehend the people or they can't find their ass. But anyway, it goes. Basically, long story short, they are coming out saying that they have positive leads on the people who did this, and they are working with multiple agencies to figure this out. Now, when they get to talking like this, somebody else is going to jail. And
sorry about that, gang. I was looking for the dog. All right. Let's see what Young and Ace is saying now, because apparently he dropped a new song. This guy's SEO is crazy. 2 days ago. 2 days after the shooting.
These niggas be
crazy.
trying it. These niggas be hey.
Ain't gonna get copyright, so we're gonna speed through this. Here's what we'll do. We'll 2 times it.
Oh, hey, let me go. Every comment.
1 second. Let's switch the speed on this. What is the speed? All right, fuck it.
Man, these bitches tenant. Hey, solos and random chopping killers in it.
I might have to take back a little bit of what I'm saying. He's floating.
Mad as fucker through the Drake away. Got a bite on this, been through it. Fuck. I don't even call him by his name. I call him niggas, look, do it. Bitches. I ain't sparing shit at his own site if we into it. He with his baby, do it. He with his bitch, do it.
Yo. This nigga said he's with his baby, do it. He's with his bitch, do it. Ruthless. It's not that good. The beat is good. But there's what he said.
This on this thing, they know they was bearing a.
They was making him this song. Next thing you know, they was burying a bitch. Like, the nigga crammed the flow inside of that bar. Like, come on, man. You guys are trying to tell me this shit is good? Like, you guys got to make me do this, bro? Don't make me be the one who actually has to say it. For all the people who've been tolerating this shit for the last, I don't know how many years. Don't make me be the one who has to be the bad guy and be like, come on, guys. Are you really enjoying the raps that you're hearing? Or are you enjoying the stories? Are you enjoying the drama? Because there's no way y'all niggas is listening to these raps and you're like, whoa, oh, he's going in. He's so talented. No, a lot of these niggas are not good rappers. They might have good songs, but good rappers, 2 different things. And I understand niggas don't have to be super lyrical anymore, but at least land on the fucking beat. Holy shit, man. I don't know if you guys realize how garbage this shit is. Let me switch my screen. No, I got you. Old head. I know I'm an old head. I'm aware that I'm an old head. But I still listen to music that is current where the person is actually a good rapper. These niggas who are focusing most of their rap on what they did and who they're gonna smoke, including Young and Ace. They're garbage.
Picture and shit like
and Foolio, R.I.P. Garbage.
That no business when you see me. Shots fired, he paralyzed, he couldn't walk, he couldn't believe it. Hey, trouble.
Like that bar is entertaining. Oh, he got paralyzed, he couldn't believe it. Oh my God. Like, yes, that bar was entertaining. But you guys are gonna lie to me and tell me that he's flowing that in such an amazing pattern. The double entendres are flying. Like, y'all are lying to yourselves, the quote unquote fans of this shit. You don't like the music, you like the story. You love to see niggas crash out.
Trouble.
You know, I'm not even gonna freaking compromise my stream and have to cut enough of this shit the hell out for you guys with your trash rhymes, bro. R.I.P. to that gentleman, Foolio. I'm going to stand on my theory that I think that this gentleman self-deleted it himself. He knew that his time was going to be coming soon, eventually. There's only so much that you can keep on ducking and dodging your ops, looking around, having to, like I was saying earlier, send scouts out to every place that you go to, have to travel 8 deep with a whole bunch of guns, risking your freedom, traveling with illegal guns because you got beef. It gets tiring after a while. So for a nigga like Foolio specifically, who has so much beef, who's made himself such an example of the op rapper, that nigga just probably ran out of energy. He said, you know what? If y'all niggas catch me today, so be it. I've done what I needed to do. I've been able to come off of the streets of Jacksonville, become a famous rapper. I went viral a bunch of times. I get paid to do shows. Chicks smash me just off of my face. Like, mission complete. I know it's not the biggest dream. I'm sure if he lives on, life is long. I'm sure if he was to go on and live to 50, 60 years old, he could have opened businesses. He could have done a whole bunch of different things. He could have been the president of the United States. Who knows? But what I'm saying is he don't care. He didn't care. He said, you know what? June 22nd, that's going to be my last day. And if I live through it, hey, I made it through it. June 23rd, I'm here. I'm 26 years old now. But if I get killed tonight, it is what it is. I feel that that's what this nigga woke up with in his mind. His intentions when he woke up that morning was, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to just show my location. Let these niggas come for me, bro. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of running from these niggas, bro. R.I.P. to this gentleman, yo. I don't mean to get somber on y'all, but I just call it how I see it, yo. Anywho, on some better news. Christmas list. Big salute to Christmas list. Okay. That's Chris Must List, right? 3 words. Let's pull up his page here. Christmas. I did an interview with him not too long ago. Y'all can see that on the channel. It was actually a live stream interview. Oh, here we go with the passport. Passport, bro. Well, he's not a passport, bro.
Said it's freedom time now. It's freedom.
Hey, copyright. Okay. He's flexing the passport. Let's see here. Ooh. He reached 333,000 subscribers. Big subscriber gang. Let's see what he got to say.
I'm here to officially announce some great news. I'm very happy. I was emotional in virtual high court today when they granted me my freedom to travel home. This is the first time it really hit me. Emotionally, it hit me. It was a tough night last night. I missed 2 of my 3 kids' graduations. But Tristan, our eldest son, his graduation is coming up on Wednesday, and I'll be home before Wednesday. I'm able to pick up my passport on Monday morning and fly as soon as I have my passport. So Monday or Tuesday, I will be at home in Canada to see my family. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, the love, the support. Today's court went exactly as it should with my representative. Pamela Elder, senior counsel, was able to get all my restrictions removed. I will, however, have to return for my next court appearance August 23rd, but that gives me a good
Don't do it.
2 months to get home and spend time with my family and loved ones. So from the bottom of my heart, for everybody that showed love, both in person and around the world, I appreciate you. I love you too. And thank you. You've made this whole process a lot easier for me. Freedom is a must. I'm going to continue fighting for my innocence. But for now, we won today's battle. I'm heading home within the next couple of days. Thank you to everyone and have a spectacular and safe weekend. Christmas list.
Don't go back, bro. He said you got to go back in August. Jeez. You're better man than me, brethren. I ain't going back to Trinidad for nothing. Let me pull up the interview. This guy's crazy. You're going back to Trinidad? Mud, yeah, mud. Let's pull up his interview just to see exactly what he was locked up for in the first place. I'll play a little clip of it. I know I got it timestamped.
And it's not my.
Right here. I was watching some African girl's YouTube video on you. She was giving the breakdown. She said, Christmas list is currently locked up in Trinidad. I said, oh, man.
Yeah.
What are they doing to my guy?
Yeah.
So what happened?
Short, you know, I've been doing this for about 3 years where I go to the most dangerous places in the world. Afghanistan, Somalia, Syria, Iraq, to name a few. So I came to Trinidad about a month and a half ago, and I went into the most dangerous neighborhoods. For those that don't know, Trinidad is going through a real gang wars right now. It's one of the highest murder rates in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I did what I normally do. I walk with a camera, and I just start talking to people. Now, some of those people have firearms or what look to be firearms. Others just want to talk. It's like a therapeutic thing. Nobody ever visits them, so they feel good to see somebody with a camera.
Wait a minute. Did he pull out a burner? Did I miss that? Oh, he had a camera.
Have firearms or what look to be firearms. Others just want to talk. It's like a therapeutic thing. Nobody ever visits them, so they feel good to see somebody with a camera.
So to all my trainees out there.
Ideas. And I guess that's what got me in trouble. I went to the 10 most dangerous neighborhoods back to back to back to back. They're all at war with each other. I think I upset somebody in the government, and they arrested me and charged me with something called sedition. And sedition is just so like on a scale of worst to least worst. You know, there's murder. There's murder. There's attempted murder. There's sedition. So it's the third worst charge you can get in this country. I did a week in holding, and I got bail, but part of my bail conditions have restrictions from me not able to leave the country.
Crazy. So yeah, that's what he was locked up for, something called sedition. I don't know exactly what that means. Let's look it up. Why don't we do that? Sedition. I'll pull up the screen, let y'all see what I'm looking at here, gang. Excuse me. Juicy Hamburger, what up? Using a new browser now. No more of that Bing shit or whatever that I was using before. Sedition is an overt conduct such as speech or organization that tends towards rebellion against the established order. Sedition often includes subversion of the Constitution and indictment of this content, my bad, towards insurrection against established authority. Really? God damn. They got this nigga like he's some kind of political prisoner or some shit. That is crazy. Sorry, I got mad flies in here today. Speech or organization that tends towards rebellion against an established order. So that's what they got the boy Christmas list in there for. And like I said, we got good news, updates as far as what's going on with the boy Christmas list. He said he's on the way back. Right? He's got his passport back in hand, Canadian passport. Listen, don't take the advice of somebody who's on a live stream right now, but maybe take the advice of somebody on the live stream. Get out of there, broski. Let me throw a like on there. Let me throw some comments in there. Freedom. Freedom is a must. Christmas. All right, big salute to Christmas list. Just a quick update on that. Other updates as far as people who are locked up. Let me just stay on Instagram here. Let's look up a couple of pages and see what's going on. I got an update on top 5. Ooh. We'll do a double top 5 segment right now. Okay. We're going to cover this top 5 versus K Money and top 5 getting a new lawyer to free him up from his case. I don't see it here on T.TV, but I did see on one of these blog pages that top 5 is getting new legal counsel courtesy of the boy. All right. Big salute to Drizzy Drake. Maybe it's over here on Kenzo Tooney's page, 6 Entertainment. Somebody had to scoop on that shit. They might have deleted it already, though. But I'll give you guys some inside scoop right now. Not too much because, you know, he has an open case. We're not trying to mess up the case in any type of way. I heard about this. Okay. This is a picture of the boy here. When you're trolling just to see who's eager to get at the boy in my DMs. Okay, no problem. Hashtag OVO for life. All right. Big salute to the boy Pedro. Now, I had a conversation with him not too long ago. And I seen this. Listen, I swear to God, I didn't just pull this information out the sky. I don't talk to the boy behind the scene on a regular basis. Hold up. Yeah. Who that? Yo.
Yo.
You can hear me, bro?
Yeah. So far.
What are you saying, bro? Where you repping? What's your name? State your name, gangster.
Well, I'm repping from JA. You know, my name is Sean.
Okay. Are you in JA right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Salute.
Yeah, go big up, man. Big up, you know.
What's going on over there in Jamaica right now, doggy? What's the big story in Jamaica?
The big story. They eat, man. They eat. Whether they eat.
We said everybody's caught up from the heat right now, eh?
Yeah, they eat. The time is out sometime, man.
There's no big story as far as like the news over there. I know that right now the murder rate over there in Jamaica has been crazy, obviously for years, but has it gone down?
No, basically it's the same, you know. Don't think it's going down. Basically it's the same.
What are your thoughts? Quick, fast, right? What are your thoughts on the whole thing with Vibes Cartel getting denied? Because he was supposed to get his freedom, but I think he got denied, no?
Yeah. Get denied. His appeal denied. Well,
what are your thoughts on that, brother?
It's a fair try, you know what I mean? It's just a fair try, I can say. You know, it's fair. It's
Listen,
okay,
man.
it's fair.
They've had him for a long time, bro. I don't know what else they can use in the case to get him free, but
what they do,
keep going.
Yeah, so they do their best, you know what I mean? They do their best. Yeah, they do their best. And he's fighting so long. But I guess it's the system, you know what I mean? I guess it's the system. Yeah.
Facts. Are you tapped into the Toronto scene and the things I'd be talking about over here, like with top 5 and Drake and the whole Kendrick thing? You've been keeping up with all that?
You know, I just stop in. I just wake up and stop in, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep connect with it, you know what I mean, and see what's going on. Well,
listen, fam, keep on connecting to the channel. Anything you want to know what's going on in the music scene, especially over here in Toronto, just tap in, but roll up a ting and watch some We Love Hip Hop.
Okay, I will.
All right, done, no, brother.
Yeah, big up, big up, big up. Oh,
Big up yourself, brother. Big salute to that brother over there. Let me get him on the chat here. All right. Okay, let's continue with our top 5 coverage here. So, quick, fast. Like I was saying, he got some help from the boy as far as with his legal counsel. He's looking to have a trial date, and this obviously has already been out there as far as the news. His next trial date is in September. I remember when I first gave an update on top 5, it was October that I reported, but it's September. He's going to be getting a trial hearing, if I'm not mistaken. So you might see top 5 by the end of 2024. All right. If the boy's tapped in, I'm sure he's getting him the best of the best legal counsel that he can afford. And when you got that now, this wouldn't be the first time that the boy made a case disappear. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking up. It's looking up. And, you know, once again, condolences to the young gentleman who passed away in the whole incident that, you know, started this whole thing. But I'll say this, and I'm not going to throw myself completely on one side or the other, or whether I think guilty or innocent, but I will say this. If his co-defendant's charges were stayed, and we covered this probably more than a year ago, where a person's charges are stayed, that means they have to release them. Doesn't mean that they can't bring up the charges later on in the future. However, for now, they don't have enough evidence to convict, so they released his co-defendant. And from the videos that we've seen, the videos that they showed on CP24 and all the other news outlets, in my opinion, I think it was really easy to see that that wasn't the quote-unquote shooter that was running back to the car in the video. So the way that they upgraded top 5's charges from accessory after the fact to first degree, which means basically you are completely involved, your hands are dirty, you might be the shooter, all that type of shit. In my opinion, I think the court's kind of messed up with that one. They overstepped their mark when it comes to what they were trying to pin on this gentleman. So with all that being said, I think he'll walk too. I think sometimes the courts get overzealous. Right? They see hip hop, they see social media, especially with 5 being so vocal on social media, having so much antics. He had the scene turned up like crazy through his social media antics. And don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing his antics in regards to the other people that I was talking about earlier with Foolio and all them. All right. The shit that top 5 was talking on the street, smoking on that person, all that shit ain't good. It's wrong. I don't like it. All right. And he knows that too. I don't condone of the smoking on this person, smoking on that person. Even when it comes to like posting and shit like that, I'm a podcaster. I'm a live streamer. I do this thing, the blogging thing. So I don't necessarily have to post right away exactly when top 5 is getting at his ops. That to me would be me inciting the bullshit. So I'd rather react to it once I see the blogs posted. So I say that to say I don't condone of the effery that top 5 be putting up with when he's online either. All right. It's destructive shit. But that doesn't mean that he's guilty of this crime here. And the courts, they see that type of shit. They're like, oh, this guy's a troublemaker. He's online, quote unquote, inciting violence and all that type of shit. Let's try to pin an M on him. Okay, I don't want to say the word murder here on the YouTube, but let's try to pin an M on him and get these guys out of here one by one, all these Toronto rappers. Let's get them out of here. It's annoying to the police. So I get when people can get a personal vendetta when it comes to these rappers out here and these different people, individuals that come from these different hoods. But I just don't think that the gentleman's guilty. I just don't think so. But let's continue. because there was a couple of other things that were going on with the boy Top 5. One of the videos that I posted earlier was Can Top 5 ban the weekend from Toronto? So his team has been active on his Instagram. I'm not going to say he's been active. Man's in jail. Haji Bass, though. So this is K Money versus Haji. K Money's busy. Holy shit. This nigga just came home and he's got bare beef. These Toronto rappers just don't stop beefing. Okay, so now him and Top 5. This is the message from Top 5's Instagram page. It says, niggas paperwork flowing like 93.5. Hashtag come outside. Hell nah. So Top 5 had posted this in the stories yesterday. I guess he's trying to say that that K Money has paperwork. How did these niggas get to this shit? K Money responded, they don't have phones in PC. That's why he not posting it. I don't know about that. I've never been in PC, but I feel like PC would have a phone too. And I don't think he's in PC. And listen, I take no sides in this. Ricky neutral, right down the middle, all right? But how did this even start? Let me try to do some mathematics in my head right here. K Money, MG4L, Top 5 GGGs, Lawrence Heights up here. Just give me a second, gang. I'm trying to do some mathematics, some science in my head to why maybe this beef is going on. Just if there's an interregional problem. Jungle, aka Lawrence Heights, Northwest, Alexander Park, downtown. Let's see, what's about distance? That's about a 40-minute drive, hour and a half TTC or public transit for the people outside of Toronto. The math ain't mathing. I'm just, Casper TNG, that's K Money's brother. Okay, we got that. All right. Casper TNG and Top 5 have a pretty big song together, if I'm not mistaken. It's not adding up. I'm sorry, gang. I've done as much hood equations as I could in my brain right now. I carried the one. I don't know. Is it a rollout? La rollout? Because sometimes these niggas don't really be having beef. Top 5's been in jail for like almost the last 2 years, to be honest, when you really think about it. So unless there are guys who are on the street, maybe they started from inside. And listen, this is speculation Rick right now. All I'm doing is just speculating. I got my tinfoil hat tightly on. You know what I mean? I'm just spitballing, podcasting. I don't know shit. I have no inside information, no BTS. We're all trying to figure it out here in real time. Why would these guys be beefing? If K Money's older brother Casper TNG has a big tune with Top 5, like I'm talking, these guys accumulated multiple millions off of it. What was that? Freeze. Is that the song? Top 5, Casper TNG. And they have a song off of the Pedro Activated. Come on, gang. Top 5 calls Casper from jail to squash beef. Salute to Rockboy. Let's go. We're going to find it out.
What's good, YouTube? Back with another one. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But let's get right into it, man. That's looking like the city just avoided a quote-unquote all-out war, like Russia versus Ukraine, Tupac versus Biggie. The GGG boss, top 5, he called Casper TNG, and they're squashed their beef, which I'm not surprised by, man. But my thing is, what about G41, man? Because Casper and his suspect-looking brother, AP Baby, they were talking pretty crazy about G41, man. I think personally that G41 is still gonna feel some type of way about it, man. Because you can't just call anybody a rat like that, especially a gangster, man. You can't just call a gangster.
Oh, these niggas be throwing that out like crazy. Everybody a rat. Like, that's just not cool.
Rat, and he's just gonna forget about it, in my personal opinion, man. But hopefully we get some more music from Casper and Top 5, man, because they make good music together. You gotta admit, man, Freeze was a Toronto classic, still is a banger, man. But I'm gonna play this video for y'all. Y'all can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. And should more rappers squash their beef in 2023, man? Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like, hit that.
And this is from 1 year ago. What's the date? What's the exact date? January 2023.
Share, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch. I'm about to get A.W.O.L Ninja. Link in the description.
Yo, 5.
You know, 2023, the GG's coming home. Shout out my MG4 niggas. Whole lot of, you know what, in there.
This nigga, think about that. January of 2023. He's calling. This is Top 5 calling from inside. This is how long Top 5's been inside for.
Yo, they thought it was Biggie and Pac, fam.
They wanted to be Biggie and Pac.
Yeah, come on, fam. Yo, Pedro Activated, dropping suit. Huh?
Shout out my MG niggas.
Okay, so K Money and Casper are cool. Let me see if Rockboy has any more information on this shit as far as the K Money part. Ooh. Let's do a search. Top 5 Rowdy Rebel. Top 5. Let's do this. K Money. K Money. He doesn't have any update on this. I listen, I don't know. Like I said, I did as much hood math as I could in my brain, and I couldn't come up with the equations of why these guys would be beefing with each other. To me, obviously I'm gonna always be on the side of peace. You guys, you know, not keep it on wax. Just don't beef. Do some other shit. You know, K Money's been home just making a lot of bangers, getting a lot of traction. So hold on, I'm getting some tweets here. Yeah, getting a lot of traction. Just stay out of trouble, fam. That's my advice. And with Top 5, with the update that I just gave you right now, things being on the up and up, you're in a good position. You might be home just now. So why come home to ongoing beefs? All right, just come home and friggin' enjoy life, bro. Get back to the booth. Watch K Money and Casper living life. The drip is crazy right now.
This shit ain't for ya. Think you trying to hop up the college shade. Using the house going up, they can't. You trying to put on that crack. I been to say stuff in my name. If you on the station, you saying names. I was on the block, I put in pain. You was on the block, you feeling that pain. Never put a whole beat on my game. All these people, they bring my name. Look right, finish it up on my name.
All right. Well, big salute to both parties. All right. Stay out of trouble, guys. No more beef, gang. Let's try to make a beef-free 2025. 2024, it's a wrap. Don't even worry about that. I know it's over. We already messed up 2024, but 2025, we can make it a less beef for 2025. We can do it, gang. We can do it. Anyhow, Joe Budden and our boy Drizzy Drake. Let's go back on Instagram quick fast, because this has been moving around all over the place. Let's go over to Academics' Instagram. You know, before I actually get into this, let me shout out a sponsor quick fast. Big Sloot Exotic Hot Pots. All right, if you all want some of that loud, hit up Exotic Hot Pots on their Instagram page, Exotic Hot Pot CA. Make sure that they have a barcode on the back for anything as well. This right now I have is a collabo with Exotic Hot Pots and BXB. Okay, crazy packaging. All right, they got some of those and they got some nice merch. They got some of those packages that look like a bowl of like soup, and they got grabber. All right, so hit them up on our Instagram page, Exotic Hot Pot CA. Let's see what's going on here with the boy Joe Budden.
As far as your other point, I'll share some really, it may come off the wrong way. It may sound narcissistic, but I don't think any one man takes down Drake. I think that was a baton. I think I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and the job is done now. That's how I feel in my head and my heart.
That's crazy. But that's looking at Drake.
Is Joe Budden speaking facts when it comes to that? Let's start a poll. Let's do that. Did Joe Budden, how could I word this? Start the Drake hate. Let's do that. No, I don't want that question. Just ask, did he pass the baton for Drake's demise? All right, y'all could, that's implied in the question. All right, he passed it to Pusha T. Remember, Joe Budden had about 6 diss songs towards Drake.
Is more than just a person. That's looking at him as an entity, a business, some,
Yeah.
That's a wild baton to
Definitely.
pass, by the way.
Yeah, I was as far as your other.
Right, he's claiming that it was
As far
him
as
that
your
started this. Not that he's the first person who had beef with Drake. Obviously, other people have had beef with Drake in the past. But as far as Drake finally being quote unquote defeated, I'm gonna put quote unquote on this today. I know I'll be flip flopping back and forward like, yo, did you say that Drake lost? Yes, and I also said that he won. My opinions can change. I can change feelings. I'm not saying that he won the battle, but I'm not saying that this nigga lost, because this nigga Kendrick's kind of dragging it. But we'll get to that. When it comes to this here now, Joe has said in a recent podcast that he doesn't want to completely take responsibility for quote unquote passing the baton, because do y'all remember when Joe was having beef with Drake? He released about 6 diss songs. There was, let me see if I can pull them up on YouTube here. Let's do a quick YouTube search on the whole Joe Budden Drake diss saga, because he felt that Drake dissed him on a French Montana song. These niggas hear a lot from behind the scenes as far as things in the songs in the industry, and he had heard the pump it up. I'm not a one hit wonder. They all know my stuff. He heard that bar that was on the French Montana song probably 6 months or maybe 4 months before. I'm not sure exactly. But from them times, he was like, yo, that guy Drake, I love him, but he dissed me on a song. And I'll also say this. Low-key, I don't think that Joe Budden likes Toronto. He don't care what he says about Drake at this point. He said multiple times on his podcast, because I listened to his pod, that he don't need to come back to Toronto. So he doesn't care about what people in Toronto think about him. I know people know Joe as like a grumpy guy and all that type of ish, or type shit because you know you got a guy named Ish on the show. But people know Joe as a grumpy guy. But with that being said, he's also saying he don't care about us over here. F Toronto. The full song where Drake, this is Joe Budden, gets released. I want to see actually him talking about this on his podcast. Because he did talk about this on his podcast years before. Let's go to Joe Budden TV. Let's do some investigative reporting. And then we'll go to the recent, what he recently said. Jesus Christ. We're going to be digging because he has a lot of Drake content. Joe Budden speaks out on Drake Part 1.
I think that kid on that album that I heard sounds real fucking uninspired. That's what I think.
This is how it all started.
I think that music is real good. You can't fool a real nigga. You can fool them. You can fool the people that are not.
Yo, Joe, I know I'm from Toronto and you don't care about us, but easy with the copyrights. I haven't gotten any from you yet. Maybe I'm jinxing it, but I hear you give out a lot of copyrights. Maybe you're being nice.
Paying attention. That music sounds good and I enjoy it. I played that album all the way to DC.
This is
I like Drake's album because I'm rambling. I'm going to do a lot of rambling.
I was going to give you one of these.
I'm going to do a lot of Drake's album. But so what?
Okay.
That's my point. His cause is bigger than that.
So this is what started it all. It was part 2, part 3, part 100. Let's do a more refined search. Drake this. Because he talked about it on the podcast prior to actually dropping the songs. He was telling these guys. Right? Here it is. The Drake diss Joe.
Mo, why we don't never find out none of the OVO shit from you?
I tried telling you.
Oh, the good old days. Look at this. The good old. Oh my gosh, the production is way less than now. Holy shit!
I'm not joking. He's asking for a dance.
Listen, but in Joe's defense, Joe was breakdancing on the top of his head for 6 months, dancing, and Drake would not even come to the venue.
But yeah, that is true.
He was Showtime on the train.
That is definitely true. Joe was dancing for
he was fucking. He was Usher in the My Way video.
I was at the prom, my nigga.
Yeah, he was
on the floors.
Yeah.
Killing the dance
Took
floor.
pictures and everything.
Right.
Now I'm out of school.
Let's go to a peak point.
It's fucking crazy, by the way. That's crazy.
Star did it.
Star is crazy,
bro. That was wild. That was a wild,
crazy.
Wild
I was
clip.
offended.
But wait, I don't want to move to that just yet. I just want to make sure that we are properly closing this diplomatic immunity record that everyone seems to like.
Good record. Yeah. Really good record.
What
you don't think it's towards the Deska?
Okay, so this is when Drake dissed him on diplomatic immunity. But it goes further back than that. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Joe's been harboring some resentment for Drake for a while now. And also, that first clip that I played for you guys of Joe going off about the Views album, that was back in 2016. That also blew up the Joe Budden podcast. Ooh, what's this? Let's go. Oh, man. This is right after Diss Me and You'll Never Get a Reply. Yo, this friggin' lyric. Oh, why did you ever say that, bro? Diss me and you'll never get a reply? That shit's been coming back to haunt this nigga forever.
Exists, man. Everything's good.
That's my X-File sound right there. Juicy Hamburger says, aged like milk. Hell yeah. I'll never diss anybody. Who I got beef with right now? Kid Cudi? Oh, let's leave him alone. Yeah, right.
We're all doing our own thing and have our own lanes. Everything's lovely.
All right. Oh, hold on. There's something that I missed here. This is a sneak shot right here. Because he already had an issue at this point right here.
Problem with this new generation. I'm praying that we just all managed to coexist, man.
Right there. Right there. Exhibit A. This new generation, I just pray that we manage to coexist. 15 years later, you were not able to coexist. Ain't that some shit? Oh, this is the key right here. I have to play it again. Sorry, gang. That's when you know it's real. When a nigga clap his hands, it's like, that's when there's thoughts going through the back of his mind. Like, this nigga, I keep on hearing these inklings about this little nigga in LA talking shit. Pray that you're all good, bro.
Doing all I did.
It's not frozen, gang. The smile says it all. This is where Joe had his beef. That's where it started, eh? Now, 15 years later, I passed the baton from me to Kenny to next man. It was me. It was all me. It was all a dream. One second, gang. I'll switch the screen.
Yo, anytime you say to yourself, you know what? Some bullshit is coming out. But I'm standing, I'm dead ass. So I say, you know what? This is gonna sound arrogant and a little narcissistic, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm talking to my people.
There was other people in there.
Nigga don't know you talking.
That's where you always go wrong. Nigga, you talking to your
YouTube.
people. Nigga, you don't have people. You never had people. You got abandonment issues your whole life. Your dad went to jail. Like, nigga, why you think you got people anywhere? And I say, you know what? I personally do feel like I passed the baton to Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and now the job is done. End quote. Boy, they clipped that motherfucker.
And this is from today's podcast.
Up like hotcakes, but without the question. So the clip just starts with, and the headlines say,
and I guess he's basically, for the people, I'm running it from the part afterwards, but he had started off that sentence by saying that somebody had asked him in one of the Twitter spaces, because these niggas be in hella Twitter spaces these days. Somebody asked him in his Twitter space, do you think that you are the one who started the whole chipping away at Drake to where he is now? Okay. Did you pass the baton to Push for Push to pass the baton over to Kendrick? And then he agreed with that person on the Twitter spaces. And that's what got clipped, was the agreement right after the question. So it looks like he's bigging up his chest saying, yeah, you know what really happened was, but what he was doing was answering a question from somebody on a Twitter space. All right.
Joe Budden is taking credit for Kendrick's win against Drake. Joe Budden says Kendrick couldn't beat Drake without his information. It's a mad headline. So they cut out the question, and it's me saying, you know what? I do feel like
I gave them niggas
the baton, and he gave. Now that we here on my platform where I can expand, I'm not expanding because I 100% stand in that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Push got a little creative. He did the research.
Double down.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound.
Here come the double down.
Like I passed the baton to Push, like Push used everything. I said, I don't feel like that. There may have been remnants, but Push had another level to go to. And he went there and did it effectively, which is why you passed the baton to him. He adds layers. He passes it to Kendrick, who also used remnants of all of that shit and added his layer. And now the job is done. In no way am I taking credit. I don't want no part to this moment. But as someone that has battled, and as an MC, and as someone that's battle tested, take my word for it. When people are engaging in war, them niggas is listening to all.
Nigga, you just took the credit.
All the disses that came before it. It just happens.
That's true.
It just happens. So it don't matter if none of the fans heard the shit, the participants heard it, and I can hear the remnants of the foundation laid by me. Sorry.
What's weird about this?
So he's claiming responsibility for the quote unquote Drake body that people are talking about now. Okay. Old John Crow 416 Trackstar Music says Joey's not that smart. Yeah, I gotta beg to differ when it comes to that. Joey is more than that smart. Maybe he's too freaking smart, and that's the problem. Because when Joe had his whole flurry of songs, when people were like, "Why are you so mad, Joe? How many songs you gonna make against this nigga? Like, chill, bro. All right. You think the nigga dissed you? All right." And he did diss him. He dropped Making a Murder, Just Because, Wake, Afraid. I think there was a Making a Murder Part 2. Like, this nigga had bars for days, and I remember listening to the songs or listening about the songs on the Joe Budden podcast. All right, that's the phrasing I was trying to use right there. I remember these guys recapping their whole process and how they've been sleeping in the studio, and you know he hasn't let Parks live for like the last 2 weeks because Parks got to keep on recording the next song and the next song and drop a next beat, and you know he was trying to get people to send beat packs, and he was locked in. He was trying to take Drake's head off at this time, and in those rhymes, in those songs, he talked about Drake having some kind of stomach sculpting surgery. What else did he talk about? Was it Wake? He talked about a whole bunch of other shit. The ghostwriting shit. He went off. I'll say this.
1 2 1 2. New Joe Budden.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Kenny Powers.
In a minute.
Yeah, man, I might react to it. Automatic shit. Ratchet kids at your crib. They can't even spell Calabasas, bitch.
Angry Joe.
Get back to it. I'm kind of shocked to look at what we've advanced to. Knew it get you dismantled. Knew the issues I ran through. Sick of the scandal. Or maybe I just misunderstand you. It was steady, but you hopped in a song. No, really, we want a party album, but you keep stealing all the party albums to go and put it on your party album.
He was angry at Drake at those times. He did 6 songs in a row for this nigga, dog. The thing is that the problem that I have with Joe's problem with Drake, including the whole young girl narrative, that he also feels that he's taking responsibility for. With the whole Kendrick Lamar beef and, you know, Drake having to get ahead of it on the tailor-made freestyle. Joe Budden is the one who brought up the whole Drake young girl stuff. And I think he feels proud in taking, and he hasn't mentioned that in any of these new podcasts or Twitter spaces or whatever, but he has mentioned a few times about how, yo, Drake be with these young girls. What's up with that? Why is he always rapping about young bitches? What's going on? Where is the podcast where he mentions it? Because he mentioned it from, I'm talking about the Rory and Mal times. All right, when he was talking about, right here.
Big up, man. Like
Mans is back. Hey, Mans is back. Yes, good save, Rory.
Shout out Gigs. I see them after it snows.
What museum's Mall staying at?
No, that was the house.
No, I know, but I mean that's why it's artsy. Cool.
Little Toronto move. I
still haven't heard the whole thing yet.
Mans.
Well, it's a lot of Mans.
Mine's not on there, so.
I could have shared.
Listen, I'm convinced that this is about Georgia Smith.
Clearly, we got that.
I don't see how y'all don't think that.
I didn't even know there was a thing. So,
how many copyrights does this nigga get in his old content? Jesus,
I think it's y'all don't judge him for getting a 20-year-old name or number tattooed on him. Come on,
stop right there, Joe. Exhibit number 2. Joe Budden. Kaylin. Do you all remember Kaylin?
To have a key in, no, that's just.
Is this after she got her teeth fixed? Yeah.
A key in, no, that's just me saying the truth.
What was Joe's main thing, Molly, or is there other stuff as well?
This is why Joe wants to punch Vlad in the face.
Oh, I don't know. I won't comment on that.
So, Joe's ex-ting, Kaylin Garcia. Because I know Joe's been taking shots at Drake for a while now. And I'm not trying to play OVO lawyer here today, even though more times it is what it is. I don't care, man. This nigga's been getting at Drake for young things for a while now. But the age difference between Kaylin Garcia and Joe Budden is pretty much the same as the relationships that Joe Budden is complaining about Drake about. Let's do a little quick search. Kaylin Garcia. Let's show y'all what I'm looking at right here. Comment gang strong. We investigating today. Investigative reporting in this bitch. Kaylin Garcia, birthday, November 10th, 1991. Age 32. All right. She was in the reality series Love and Hip Hop. Before the fame, she started off as a ballet dancer, but shifted into hip hop and jazz. She eventually became a choreographer and a certified Zumba instructor. I'm surprised they didn't throw Joe's name up in there. But this is Shorty right here. They got her with the messed up teeth in this one here. Jesus Christ. Why'd they do that to her? So hold on. 32 now. Now she's 32. Remember, Love and Hip Hop and the season 1, I think this is when Joe Budden was on. Or maybe this is season 2, because he was on a few seasons. 43, 32. It's not that crazy of a difference. What are they, 11-year difference? When was that show on? Dare I delve deeper? Big thanks for the donation, LaQuisha Burnham. She says, why wasn't nobody doing the same thing when Drake did the same with Meek Mill? Drop a video and did a concert with the big screen making fun of Meek. Oh, are you talking about the sentiment that people have been having when it comes to this whole Kendrick concert to pop out and show niggas? Or are you, you're talking about my title. Listen, we'll get to that in a second as far as Kendrick with dragging this shit. Obviously, he needs to do the pop out and show niggas, but like, come on. Nigga, you dragging it. But yeah, there's an 11-year age difference between him and this Kaylin chick here, which is not the end of the world. It's nothing to shake a finger at. Oh my God, Joe Budden. But at the time when Love and Hip Hop was on, and let me see if I could pull up a Love and Hip Hop episode. Because I'm sure that was mad years ago. I feel like this is probably 15 years ago as well. Y'all gonna have me doing some math in this bitch. Actually, it's probably here in the information. Let me do this quick fast. Kaylin All right. 2015, 2013 with the Vlad interview. Let's see when Love and Hip Hop was on. Let's see here. Love and Hip Hop 2015. So, and nah, that wasn't the first one. It was before that. 2013. So in 2013, if she's 32 now, and listen, I smoke too much weed to be doing all of this math right now. Give me an age in the comments of how old she would have been at the time. Comment gang strong. All right, just so I don't have to be busting my brains with all of this. Because I'm sure she was pretty young at the time, pretty close to the Georgia Smith age that Drake's been complaining about. I'll do the math myself. But yeah, if y'all could throw the age in there, if she's 32 now, 2024 minus 2013, that's 11 years ago. 32 minus 11, she was 21 years old, just able to drink at the time when Joe Budden started dealing with her. So I don't know how Joe Budden gets off looking at Drake saying, why are you dating all these young chicks? Why are you doing the same, bro? It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Big thanks to LaQuisha Burnham again for the donation. Said Drake did the same thing. A whole festival dropped a video and he begged Kendrick to drop. Okay, you know what? Let's get off of this Joe Budden shit here. Salute to Joe Budden. I'm sure he feels proud for passing the baton on, but we got other things to get to. Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. Let's go on Instagram here. Because they've been milking it on the gram.
Let's go. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Ain't Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. All
right, so now they're shooting the music video. Kendrick's in his hood. He pulled up to his old block. What is going on with that Shaq shit? That shit was nasty. Dr. Dre showing love. It's begging ass niggas.
I got to deal with them. Oh,
DeMar DeRozan don't give a damn thing about Toronto. Okay, here's the thing. And I understand what you're saying, LaQuisha, when it comes to this whole Drake thing. He did a super crazy victory lap when Back to Back dropped. He had the whole big screen going on at the OVO Fest. He had the memes going on the screen. Is it a world tour or your girls tour? Everybody in the crowd was like, is it a girl? Right? He was reveling in it. He was like, yes, victory. Rightfully so. He stepped on Meek's head. Right? Took that whole Philly nigga out his braids, bro. Slapped the braids off that Philly nigga. Lyrically. So I understand why Kendrick Lamar and friends, all his friends, are going to be taking a victory lap. However, there was no video to Back to Back. He did his victory lap. He came back on the next song, And then eventually they made friends. They did the Gone Bad song, and everybody was cool. He bought Meek out to OVO Fest. Meek bought him out to a show in Philly. Everything was pieced up. No music video though. And we're not going to split hairs about, well, he made a video and he didn't. Yeah. I know that's corny. I'm just saying this. This is the biggest moment of Kendrick's life. And I'm not going to be on one of those Drake deriding trains. Well, like, you're welcome. If it wasn't for Drake, you wouldn't have a moment like that. But it's kind of facts. It's kind of facts. Hold on, let's end this poll here. As far as did Joe pass the baton, 78% of y'all said no. Jesus Christ. Can't give Joe no credit. Let me ask y'all this. Is Kendrick dragging the moment? I understand you're going to have to get as much promotion out of this moment as you can. He's on his own now, essentially not independent, but independent, right? He's got his own deal going on with PG Lang. But, bruh, when are you going to drop the video? How many clips are we going to see of the behind the scenes? Then they did this, and then they went to this place. Then they had a car. And then Mustard had a hat on with the Blue Jays on it. Oh, my God. Like, all right. Drop the video, bro. You should have dropped the video like a month ago. I understand. You want to wait for the concert. They're going to add clips, B-roll from the concert into the music video. Understood. But Jesus Christ, how long ago did they drop Not Like Us? Like the battle's over. The beef's done. Hold on, let me show y'all quick fast. And I understand how promotion goes. I get it. I've worked in promotions and all that type of stuff from various labels. I get it. But this nigga's playing it like it's 1995 or something. Like, broski. How long does it take you to finish off the whole process, bro? Not Like Us dropped.
I see dead people.
Stop this, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. May 4th, 2024. We're June 26th right now as we're doing this live. So we're almost on 2 months on this one song, bro. With all due respect, because I mess with a lot of people over there in the West Coast, including people that are on Kendrick's team. There's a couple of people that follow me that are super pro Kendrick Lamar. They might get offended of me saying this. But my nigga, you're giving a little bit of thirsty with this. Like, I need to make this moment last. Like, pause, hey, yo, like, bust your nut already, nigga. Like, put the shit out, bro. You're dragging it, dog. Yes, you beat Drake. Okay. When are you going to drop the video? July 4th on Independence Day? Actually, probably will. Low key. They're probably dropping it Independence Day. Like this music video.
I would say believing in themselves.
This music video better have 1 billion views when you finally drop this shit, bro. Like, I've already seen the music video through the behind the scenes at this point. I've seen enough. Like, niggas better turn into like cartoon characters and have some kind of crazy post, what do you call that? CGI and all that to make it really amazing. Because I already saw the video. I seen this. Get it? Y'all gonna be like, okay, all right, Drake. Okay, you cock buffer. Wipe your mouth, Friday. I already see the comments on the way in the repost. Okay, here comes the Kendrick hate. I'm not hating on Kendrick. When he drops his album, I will cop. I've listened to all of Kendrick's projects and enjoy them. So I'm not a Kendrick hater. I'm actually a fan of Kendrick Lamar's music. But my nigga, you're dragging it. And look at all these Kendrick. Fuck Drake, fuck Drake. See, Kendrick, I'm saying it on camera too.
Yeah, we outside. Yeah, that's my nigga Smack, bro.
Is this nigga gonna be able to keep this up? Pause. Y'all know what I mean when I say this? That once this whole thing drops, the whole Kendrick, the song drops, you get everything out, the music video drops, we good now, we did it. Mission complete. Drake's still alive. He didn't kill Drake. He's still alive. He's still doing his thing. He's gonna drop music. His core fan base ain't gonna give a fuck. They don't care. Now that you did all of this, let's give Kendrick the benefit of the doubt. He becomes the top rapper in the world because he was able to, quote unquote, dethrone Drake. Are you going to stay around to rule? Are you going to hang out now? Or are you going to go away for another 5 years? Because I don't see it in Kendrick's. It's not a good look for Kendrick to be dropping music every year. Now he's going to have to do things that are not in his wheelhouse, things that he's compromising his art or quote unquote compromising the different things that he was standing on before to be able to stay relevant for this long. Are you going to jump on all the features of all the artists that you're going to be signing to PG Lang? No matter what they're talking about, no matter how much it doesn't fit the same type of music that you do. Are you going to stay outside now that you popped out and showed niggas? That's the question that I have. All right. No disrespect. I'm just asking the question. Don't mind my tone. I'm not mad. I'm just asking. Now that you popped out and showed niggas, are you going to continue to stay outside? Because Drake, don't go inside. The man can't find his yard. The man's constantly on the move. He's touring. Even during the beef, he's touring. He's putting out tunes. He's doing collabos. Look at that Camila Cabello chick that he did a collab with. The man's still working. You think he's going to be talking about Kendrick on that song? Nah, fam. He's doing his job to be the top rapper, which means being out there, showing up, going to events, being at places, talking to different political figures. Are you going to be with the LA mayor standing over there when they have a new inductee into or whatever? Or are you going to be over there in Africa or somewhere else doing push-ups and sit-ups? Because no matter what you say about Drake, the nigga is representing and doing what he needs to do to be the quote-unquote top rapper, pop star, and all that other shit that people call him. If you want to be that guy, you can't be a shut-in. Like you wanted the nigga Drake out of the paint so bad, for you to do what, my nigga? Because you getting these niggas together is amazing. I love that. Okay? It's necessary. It's something that I think that we need to do out here. But for you to just disappear right after, that ain't the move, bro. If after, and listen, I'm going to put a timeline on this. What is the date today? June 26th? If I see by July 2026, let's even give it a month extra, 2025, that Kendrick Lamar is in hiding. We don't know where he is. He hasn't posted on his Instagram in months or years at this point. And he wants to be the top rapper, and all y'all niggas is still buffing, you know what I'm saying? Doing the Glock 3000 Glaze Master, the Kendrick fan saying, oh, our hip-hop savior, he's just taking a rest. You're going to wish you had some new Drake songs to go jam to in the club because this nigga's taking a break. So I'm just saying, let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong. And let this nigga stay outside now that he's popped out and showed niggas. Stay outside. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking as a fan. Now that you're here, you've claimed the top spot. Let's say that he did. He didn't. But let's say that he did. He's claimed the top spot. In all Kendrick's best world, best case scenario, he's the guy, he's on top. All right? He killed Drake socially. You know, Drake's going to take a break for another 3. Drake is going to take a break for 3 years. Let's say that's the case. All I'm asking is that you provide us, the audience, the fans, with consistent music like The Boy. And then I'll shut up. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's a big request. Drop 1 album per year. You don't even have to go as hard as Drake. Pause. Doing 3 albums a year. Drop 1 a year. Give us 1 a year. And I'll shut up. But I don't think that's going to happen. All right? So, in my opinion, yes, this nigga's dragging it. He's dragging the hell out of this shit. The song dropped May 4th, 2024, 2 months ago. But you may need to drag this shit because once you're done and you drop your tune and everything, you're probably going to go back into hiding. Prove me wrong, Kenny. Prove me wrong, Kung Fu Kenny. Please do. Let's move on before these niggas in the West Coast want to come kill me. K-Money. We've covered K-Money. No pause. I think there's something else that I had to cover as far as with this whole K-Money case. But I don't think that this gentleman has the post up anymore. Let me go on to Jag Virk's page here. Big salute to Jag Virk. He's a Toronto lawyer. He's gotten a lot of people off of a lot of cases. Here he is.
Yo, shout out my lawyer, Jag Virk, man. He's been holding me down. You already know.
Nice.
Yo, shout out.
All right, he'll get you off the kiss. Another one of his clients. Does he have the picture with K-Money? Ah, there it is.
Out of jail in a year. Toronto rapper K-Money pleaded guilty recently to firing a sawed-off shotgun in Regent Park. He even posted to social media.
So, and I think he has a picture with K-Money somewhere here. He's just taking a picture with this with this ball player nigga here. I don't think he got him off of the case. But yeah, he's out here. If you all ever want to get any legal advisory or defense, serious inquiries only. Like if you got a traffic ticket, go somewhere else, please. But holy shit, this nigga was covered in TMZ. Mike Tyson denied entry into Chile, sent back to the US. Criminal records even start. Oh, he just posted a TMZ article. But he had posted in his stories, and the stories are gone now. But he had posted in his stories, and maybe I still have it. I think I might have screen recorded that shit. But he had posted that he had gotten K-Money off of his human trafficking charges. And for the people who don't know, K-Money had dealt with a numerous amount of charges before he got locked up for that infamous car chase. But one of them that people were on his head top for, as far as, you know, calling foul, saying, oh, you, was the human trafficking case. I even feel nasty saying that word because it has so much bad implications when you say that. People always think of like young tings and all types of shit. But as far as that case, that popped out a while back. Everybody was on him for that. As far as not everyone, but the internet, social media. Some pages were trying to clown him. Let me see if I can find something on that. K Money Human. It's a wild search. Okay, so I'll show y'all on the screen here what I'm looking at. Quick and fast. Bada boom, bada bing. Salute to my new browser. So in March 2018, he faced charges related to human trafficking. The case has been ongoing since November of 2017, and he was accused of assault, sexual assault, forcible confinement, and failure to comply with probation. Despite these legal charges, K Money continues to make music and gain recognition. This is courtesy of Medium. Or no, this is courtesy of just Google's write-up. Their AI. All right. So as far as with this case here, charges related to human trafficking investigation withdrawn against K Money. And this is all courtesy of the boy Jag Virk. All right. Jag Virk be out here doing some work, man. Big salute to him, man. I seen him post about it. And, you know, I wanted to just give him his flowers quick, fast. Because he's been out here working hard getting these niggas out of jail, bro. Let's see here. There was a new thing that I seen recently on K Money. Yeah. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at on the screen. And a couple of things that popped off in this video. Salute to child support. Surprised the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at on the screen here. Bada boom. Bada bing. Let's react.
The scene labeled the brothers as crash outs after
downtown core.
Do this shit so they can make music and so they can rap about it. No, brother, it's not like that, brother. It's what we live, what we rap about. What can I do?
Approaching another man on River Street near Girard just before 1 o'clock Wednesday morning. Now, one of the men can be seen pulling out a gun and appears to pull the trigger, but the gun doesn't.
Salute to child support.
Baby girl, I wanna know the reason.
So there's a couple of things that stood out to me in this video. This is the video where they broke down every single thing about these guys from their childhood down to. They did a great job. Watch this.
Come on, y'all. Too bad to be true. This bust is too.
The story of Casper and K Money's musical prowess begins with their father, Jeremy Robinson, aka Lyric J. As a member of the Toronto-based teenage hip-hop group, Too Bad to Be True, Lyric J experienced a decent level of success in the music industry at a very early age.
This nigga trying to get me a copyright.
Group released an album in 1993 titled One Track Mind, which won an award for Rap Recording of the Year at the 1994 Juno Awards.
That's when I started selling crack.
The group received significant airplay on the Canadian music network Much Music, but consistent with the commercial struggles faced by Canadian hip-hop at the time. They received almost no commercial radio.
I feel like busting out into the Roger Rabbit right now.
Airplay in Canada outside of the Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal markets. And so, the group only lasted 5 years and disbanded by 1995. Fortunately for Lyric J, his musical capabilities would be passed on to his sons Casper, who was born the following year on March 4th, and K Money, who was born 3 years later on September 15th. The Mohammed brothers spent their formative years in North America's first and oldest community housing project, Regent Park.
So I'm not going to go through the whole video and the history. I would advise that you guys go over to Child Support's channel. They do great work. They drop I would say like a video a month. But there was a couple of things. They used some content from our interview that we did with K Money and Casper, and salute to them because they always credit us, right? They're not one of those guys who just use clips and just be willy-nilly with it.
Was out when 3 bullets were fired.
With K Money's unique melodic style, had fans wanting more, so he delivered again a month later with the hit Dat. As the brothers started gaining traction, their success came with a price. Simply put, they were becoming name brands, meaning their ops were more likely to target them due to their high notoriety. Take a look.
Hold on, let me read this.
Simply put, they were becoming name brands.
Being a name brand is being popular in your hood. Most of the time, you would be a rapper or a big dealer. Being name brand basically means you're a target, most commonly used in Toronto.
Meaning they're out.
Let's use it in a sentence. Young ranks. If you're name brand, then you're paying the price. Rolex homie. Okay, these are lyrics from these guys, right? We pack name brands. That's some shit that they don't mention.
Ops were more likely to target them due to their high notoriety. Take a look at what unfolded during the spring of 2016, and you'll begin to understand what being a name brand in Toronto entailed.
I didn't even realize because I had the burner in the video.
That's Simba the tabby cat. He was the only one home last night.
Simba.
His owner was out when 3 bullets were fired into her front door. One of them striking Simba in the stomach.
Simba. How do you shoot the cat? Now you done pissed me off.
The cat was taken to a veterinary clinic for treatment, but I've just learned the cat did have to be euthanized.
On May 29th, 2016, Casper and K Money's mother reported someone shot into her residence.
I'm serious. Like, listen, I'm not saying that human life and whatever, but like, come on, the cat ain't do nothing to nobody, dog.
Killing the family cat. This was just the latest of at least 5 shootings her home had to endure in recent years. She lived at the home with 5 of her children, not including Casper and K Money. The brothers, who had lived there for years, moved in with their father after rocks were thrown at their home months prior to this recent shooting. A week and a half later,
these niggas wasn't even living there. God damn. Jesus Christ, no heart.
There on June 9th, Toronto police executed a search warrant at 150 Dan Leckie Way, believing Casper and K Money were using the residence as a stash house. Inside the residence, officers found a firearm. Casper,
let's go for it.
Was subsequently, despite starting the
This is Casper's glow up. This is where Casper started blowing up first.
With some going as far as dubbing it the year of Casper and K Money. 2007.
This is when Casper and K Money were blowing up.
Was a huge stepping stone for not just the brothers, but Toronto's music scene as a whole. Song after song, hit after hit, it appears the duo prioritized quality over quantity, and the numbers reflected it. But this doesn't mean they didn't experience any obstacles during one of their most successful years. Despite starting the year off strong by dropping the Queen Street West anthem, Casper was hit with legal trouble 2 months later. On April 22nd, a 911 call about a male with a gun was received. Although the description of this male included that he was white and was known as Jacob, which Casper is neither of the two. A witness who was later interviewed linked Casper running in the location of the shooting at the relevant time and while in the company of a man by the name of Jacob Gonzalez, who was known to police. There was no follow-up to that particular investigation, but a little over a week later on April 30th, Casper was stopped by police, who believed he was breaching a house arrest condition. Casper was released when police discovered the conditions were no longer valid.
What are you saying, Purple Gorillas? He said, need a fact check, though, if that's true, though. Listen, I don't know where this guy gets his information as far as child support. I'm talking about the YouTube channel. They do thorough information from what I've seen. But I've heard also people say that, nah, they don't got it correct. That's not right. They got this wrong. I don't know. All right. I just go, I sit back, watch the content. I enjoy the content, obviously, but I don't know where he gets his information and if his information is always 100% accurate. From what I can see, like the come up story from when these guys were kids, when they started doing the music, a lot of that stuff is that talking about. And even some of the beef that they're talking about, it was publicized, whether it's on Instagram or mostly on Instagram, to be honest.
A few weeks after that, Toronto police executed another search.
It's not like a lot of this information that he's getting with these guys back and forth with whoever they got beef with. Besides the people who passed away, that makes the mainstream news. But as far as the intricacies of who's beefing with who, a lot of that shit comes from the gram, Reddit. All right, so he might just be somebody who's good at aggregating information into one place, like Trapler Ross.
Warrant at the 150 Dan Leckie Way residence, still believing Casper and K Money were using it as a stash house. Inside the residence, there was no sign of K Money, but they did find Casper, his pregnant girlfriend, 4 cell phones, 5 digital scales, a .45 caliber semi-automatic firearm, and a large quantity of illegal drugs. The 45.
Why do they need 5 digital scales? Jesus Christ, that's overkill.
Caliber was found loaded inside a bedroom on a mattress in plain sight. Inside a closet of the bedroom was 116 grams of a bagged up substance, $860 in cash, 5 rounds of .40 caliber ammunition, and a 9mm round laying loose on the floor.
I'll tell you this, they don't care about any of this other stuff here. All this stuff here, the 860 in cash, the substance, the bagged up substances, the 116 grams, which is not that much, to be honest. About 3 ounces and a little bit more than 4 ounces. All right, so they had a 4 and a yeah.
And a 9mm.
But it's the 9mm with the .40 caliber ammunition and 9mm rounds and all that loose on the floor. That's where they get you.
Round laying loose on the floor. When searching the kitchen, officers found nearly $900 worth of.
Okay, again, all of this stuff nobody cares about in Canada. Obviously, you'll get your charges for it. But that's in Canada. You'll get not a slap on the wrist, but a considered slap on the wrist in consideration to when they find a burner. They find a burner, it's over. It's almost like the drugs don't exist. They're like, we found a gun, we got one, because guns are highly illegal over here in Canada. All right. If you got keys, I understand what you're saying. Old John Crow, depends. Yes. If you're sitting with a bunch, like they had a considerable amount of drugs in the house, I understand. But if you're sitting on keys, they're gonna be like, "Yo, what's up? Why do you have so much drugs? We're gonna try to slap an extra charge, an extra 2-3 years on it." But burner, mandatory 3.5 years in this bitch.
Grams of a white unknown powdery substance that was separated in 2 bags, and $1,000 worth of a morphine and fentanyl powder mixed substance.
Jesus Christ, that's a breakdown.
Representatives knocked on the front door of his mother's home and served her with papers, which were meant to be sent to him. The papers.
Oh, this is for the Burberry shit.
Casper's legal troubles didn't end there. A month after his latest interaction with Toronto police, he was sued by Burberry. According to the rapper, Burberry representatives knocked on the front door of his mother's home and served her with papers, which were meant to be sent to him. The papers stated the luxury British clothing brand was ready to sue Casper if he didn't take down the music video for his song, Burberry Closet. They thought the music video was used to mislead consumers into believing that he was sponsored by them. However, in reality, Casper recorded the music video in good faith as he genuinely enjoyed their line of clothing.
Actually, no, I was in jail at the time. I called my mom and she told me that.
Tap in, yo. We got that interview.
Some people from Burberry came to the crib or some shit and dropped off some papers about they're suing me or some shit. They're like, I have to remove the video or they're gonna bring me to court and this, that.
Cease and desist, basically.
Cease and desist, yeah. So I'm just like, what the fuck?
Fortunately,
and they use also, as far as his research and stuff, interviews. Casper's done a considerable amount of interviews. K Money's only done 1 interview up to date.
Even get the chance to.
But you know, these guys, when they do their research for these different pieces, it's a combination of Instagram, Reddit, and whatever interviews they did. So I'm going to get to a point here.
2017 didn't end the way Casper and K Money wanted to, but come spring of 2018, things only got worse when the Regent and Alexandra Park gang rivalry reached its boiling point.
Well, Toronto police are warning the public about 2 shootings in Regent Park this week. Now, police have released this surveillance footage. It shows 2 men approaching another man on River Street near Gerrard just before 1 o'clock Wednesday morning. Now, one of the men can be seen pulling out a gun and appears to pull the trigger, but the gun doesn't fire. The 2 suspects then walk away. The second incident occurred just minutes later. Now, police say a 42-year-old man was standing near a corner store on River Street when he was approached by the same men. The suspects pull out guns and then chase him into the lobby of an apartment building on Oak Street.
These niggas is wilding. Wiling.
Well, so far, Toronto police as well as the forensic investigation team remain here on scene. Right behind me is where the shots were fired about 4 hours ago. It happened just after 4 p.m. at Atkinson Housing Co-op at...
As per Toronto police, Atkinson Co-op was the target of constant gun violence throughout the month of May. This latest incident, however, set off Casper and K Money, who decided to retaliate. On May 28th, they gathered 2 noted Menace Gang members, Shaquem Anderson and Harlem Baldwin. Love hip hop.
Okay, so they went through a bunch of different things, and then it all accumulated to this moment here.
Your seat, while K Money and RK sat in the back. Both
Atkinson Housing Co-op at...
As per Toronto police, Atkinson Co-op was the target of your seat, while Harlem Baldwin, better known by his rap name RK, and hopped into a rental car and drove to Regent Park where they believed their ops would be. Shaquem was the driver. Casper sat in the front passenger seat, while K Money and RK sat in the back, both armed with firearms. The men arrived at Regent Park, specifically the corner of Parliament and Dundas Street, at around 2:40 p.m.
The music in the
streets were
background
full
is
of
crazy.
pedestrians at the time, but that clearly didn't deter Menace Gang from running down on their ops. Coincidentally, a plainclothes officer investigating gun violence in Regent Park witnessed the 4 men in the vehicle wearing disguises and put out a radio call asking his colleagues to watch for them. Moments later, he witnessed RK and K Money exit the car holding handguns and K Money discharge his gun, causing people to run for cover. Both men jumped back in the vehicle
Christ.
and they took off, with cops tracking it to the nearby intersection of Sherbourne and Shooter Street.
This
Police
nigga running
cruisers
into the freaking whatever closest establishment he can find. Jesus Christ.
surrounded the vehicle, but as officers swooped in to make the arrests, first and crashed into a patrol car and a uniformed officer.
Oh, that's the
What
actual
followed was a
surveillance
frantic
video?
pursuit that saw Shaquem speed away, fly through red lights, drive into oncoming traffic and sidewalks filled with pedestrians.
Yo, this nigga is doing some digging, because I've never seen this surveillance footage before.
The chase ended when he crashed into several garbage cans at the corner of Dundas and Mutual Street. The vehicle was too badly damaged to keep going, so everyone fled on foot, leaving their weapons behind. RK was the first to be captured, but seconds later a patrol car's dashcam caught the moment Casper and K Money ran through a co-op unit on 88 Mutual Street, where officers
I know that building
were waiting for them on the other end. Realizing there was no escape, the brothers surrendered. Shaquem was the last to be taken down. CCTV caught him jumping over a fence and into an active construction pit. He was eventually found and captured by police, officially marking the end of the chase. The 4 men were taken to 51 Division headquarters and hit with a combined total of 97 charges.
Jesus.
They appeared at their first hearing on June 20th. First
Now here, wait for it. This is the part that shocked the hell out of me.
up was Shaquem.
Besides all of this other stuff.
By the grace of God, he was granted bail, but after the Crown successfully submitted an appeal to have his bail revoked, he was back in jail a month later on July 13th. Then came the brothers. Their trial took nearly 3 months before a judge came with the final verdict. This was because the Crown presented nearly 40 pages worth of questionable evidence attempting to convince the judge Casper and K Money were gang members and the shooting was gang related. At one point, a veteran detective on the force tried to submit music lyrics as aggravating factors because when Casper was
they always try to use the lyrics.
Captured, he asked his arresting officer to, quote, tell the Toronto Star that Toronto rappers Casper and K Money were caught and that we never did it, but wanted the clout so we could drop a banger, which in fact was released.
I don't know where they got that information, but that's crazy. That's what they told the police. I don't think that's true. That can't be true.
The day after their arrest, the detective then proceeded to dissect the lyrics to the following song as well as K-Money's hit record, Come Outside. Things only got stranger when the detective presented the judge with an Urban Dictionary definition of Menace Gang, in which it describes Casper as, quote, a sexy-ass man in Menace Gang.
Oof. See, this is why these guys shouldn't be trying to present lyrics in court, because they don't even know Agwan. They can't decipher lyrics, and they don't know street slang. All right, so just don't even bother. Don't bother using art in court.
Trial then concluded with a summary of an interview Casper and K-Money conducted with media network We Love Hip Hop, in which they were quoted saying, "We rap what we live." In the end,
this is how I know the courts be reaching. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. The defendant said, okay, in an interview with We Love Hip Hop, the defendant said that the raps that he raps about, that what he raps about represents his reality. You're going to really try to use that? I keep it real in my raps. That has to be the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. I don't even know why would they bring this shit up in court. Ugh. These niggas is reaching. I don't understand how they even convicted these niggas for so long.
And then a loud
That's a
clear voice, play along with us.
super reach. Reach-a-rama.
I don't want to use the word different, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's a different way of like,
Amazing watching the
still,
Blunt also.
Yeah. Queen Street West. Singing your music.
even before that, dog, this guy had a track in like 2015, All About Me. Search that one up. That one's crazy.
Okay.
Man, that was Dope Boy.
This is before Dope Boy.
Yo, fuck. For that track, it was more. You have the Heartless G's,
okay,
the Sam G's, and
shout out Sam G.
Shout out Sam G. You know what I'm saying? All
Keep it hush.
just yeah, but put out like a recap video the next day. Everything was mad, and then right after that, that's when the doors started opening up. You know those ones? And
yeah.
I guess everyone started realizing like, yo, these guys are doing shows
Taking
now.
notes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like let's book them. You know those ones? So boom, me and my bro, like since then did like 3 or 4 performances, shows, whatever.
Yeah, we've been seen on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, the last one.
My bad for the audio, gang. I maybe it's just me, just the air noise in the background. That's just driving me crazy because I could do so much better now. But this is back in the days. This is 2018.
Like popular, you know?
Yeah, like you thought I was average and shit. You know those ones? Like,
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with that guy?
He waved you off.
Yeah, fam, he waved me up, but he's in the video, dabs me up, everything, but he's trying to claim he doesn't know.
Wow.
He didn't know we were shooting a video. I never asked the store
for permission.
This, that. But you can see me clearly in there. He's dapping me up. He's giving me my shoes. I'm trying them on.
This is for the Burberry thing he's breaking down.
I'm at the cash register. He's there smiling. Like, I hope that guy gets fired.
This guy's backpedaling.
Yeah, you know? And then, so recently now, actually, no, I was in jail at the time. I called my mom, and she told me that some people from Burberry came to the crib or some shit. And
wow. I'm just realizing now. Salute to you, Danny P. I'm just realizing now that Child Support pretty much got a lot of the information for his piece from the interview as well.
Fucking whatever, I touched Rose. I ended up going back to jail for a breach. And then when I came back out now, like just recently, these guys, boom, like these guys come and they fucking serve me some next papers again. Like, yo, you have until this day, or boom, boom, we're bringing you the.
Last question I want to ask y'all. Okay, project. When can we expect a project from y'all, man? Like, I want like a full length project.
It's gonna be a mod thing. You already know what it is. It's the Toronto Migos right here. You feel me? Yeah, they're not ready for that shit. What I'm telling you, Toronto, they're not ready for a Toronto Migos. Like, but we're not the Migos. We're us. Obviously.
You do your own thing, but
Shout out to Migos.
But shout out to Migos, though. Dude, Ice Trading gang.
Facts.
But fuck.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Okay, so
it's been empty for the last 6 months.
Then they're gonna try to take you down.
Like Meek Mills, look at Meek.
Take it down because we need that. They need that. They need that. They need you. They want you bagged. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, let's say
you can't do nothing, fam. But I'm just gonna keep attacking you.
That's the opposite. Yep.
Always.
You know what I'm thinking now when I'm looking back at this video, just going down memory lane. And big salute to PK Herc. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother right there. He just celebrated a birthday not too long ago. The police must have really watched this interview over and over and over again for them to just get that one line out saying we rap what we live, or whatever the quote unquote line that these guys are saying that they got from the interview. They must have been digging
running in the
deep inside of this content to find that. Because it's one line these niggas try to use from the interview. But the interview that they watched how many times? That's sick. This is how you know the police had a personal vendetta against these niggas. And don't get me wrong. I know that people, they out there doing their thing, thugging and bugging. You know, we can't make no excuse for these niggas. But Jesus Christ, it's like the boy them were waiting for these niggas to slip. Because they must have had to watch this interview probably like 30 times. Because there's nothing else in the interview that says, oh, we out here being gangsters. We didn't even have like a proper script like that. We just chopped it up. We asked them about their upbringing. We saw a couple of other things that were in the blogs with the whole Burberry thing at the time. To be honest, this was a K-Money interview. Right? Casper is doing most of the talking in the interview, but it is a K-Money interview. And these niggas reached the super reaching violation to try to say, oh, yeah. You said in this interview right here, you live what you rap. So does all the rappers. All the rappers keep it real, even when we ain't. And I'll put we in the equation, even though I'm retired. I'm retired. However, I never stabbed anybody in the head with a butter knife. Sounds hot. But I ain't do it. I'm innocent. Right? Salute to Anything But Norm. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, I never had 10 keys in the crib. But it sounds hot. And then niggas ask me, yo, I keep it real. It's part of being a rapper. I keep it real. Doesn't mean you're keeping it completely real. Rappers lie. It's part of the allure. I won't even say rappers lie. We embellish. You can see from what they busted in the crib, in the bust before. They went through a laundry list of things that they found in the crib. However, they didn't find anything that sounded like these niggas were some kingpins. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't no kingpin amount of weight that these niggas had in the crib. But when they rap, these niggas are going to say, yo, we have all of the work. All of the fiends is dancing to our shit. In the other way. But niggas don't be meeting it. literally. I understand drill rap has made things where things are a little bit more literal, or people are taking things a little bit more literally. But these guys are kind of from before that time, bleeding into the drill rap time. And yes, they have ops. They talk about their ops on songs and all that. But come the fuck on, bro. You guys are really, really reaching. They said we'll keep, in an interview with We Love Hip Hop, the defendant said that what he raps about represents his reality. Yo, the stenographer must have been rolling their eyes when this shit was going down. Like, for real? You want me to type that? Represents his reality. God. And then they're like, guilty. What? I would be pissed if I was them at the time, bro. And don't get me wrong. I speak with these gentlemen. We're all cool because they obviously know that the interview didn't sink them or their rap lyrics didn't sink them. They be reaching when it comes to this shit. Don't get me wrong. A lot of niggas talk a lot of shit in their raps. But bringing it up in court is just a slippery slope. And then I see what y'all are doing here, fam. Oh, it's just nasty work. Trying to scare niggas away from interviews. Niggas don't come to interviews to come rat on themselves, B. That'd be stupid. I've never had one person come in an interview and just sit there and be like, oh, and then I caught this body, then I caught that body, and then, I'm currently selling drugs, and da-da-da. Nobody does that in my interviews. That's just this. Nobody's doing that. That's just it's just brainless things for somebody to come and sit in an interview and be like, this is what I'm currently doing, and tomorrow I'm going to shoot Ray Ray. So don't even bother trying to bring up interviews when it comes to these types of things, man. It's just nasty, nasty work, yo. Disgusting. Big salute to Child Support. Great video. Like I said, tap in. I'm not even subscribed. Shit. I just subscribed right now. This is how good their SEO is. Every time they drop a video, I see the shit pop up in my suggested videos over here. And I wasn't even subscribed to them. So y'all go subscribe to them too, yo. And hit the subscribe over here. And hit the like. I got one more. Uno más. And then we'll touch the roads. What am I at? 2:30 right now? Jeez, man could chat. I don't know if y'all noticed. I've been doing longer lives lately. I'm on my shit. I be seeing Ack and these niggas going 6, 7 hours, 8 hours. I'm like, come on, you could do a 2-3 hour. And that ain't nothing. DJ Vladimir. He has some things to say about this whole Kendrick and Drake beef. And I want to get your all opinion on this as well. Kendrick got and he says this on Twitter. He says Kendrick got everyone in LA to join him in a victory lap over Drake during the LA concert, including YG, who has a feature from Drake. Meanwhile, none of these artists whose career Drake transformed by giving them a free feature early in their careers said anything to defend Drake. Migos, Young Blue, Block Boy JB, I Love McConan, Smiley, etc. All stayed silent the whole time. Just shows you how little loyalty means in the music industry. I'll leave this up on the screen so y'all can see. And I'm going to ask. We'll start another poll. As far as the poll that I had here earlier, is Kendrick dragging the moment? 58% of y'all said yes. 42% of y'all said no. Tight race. Tight race. Let me ask y'all this. Is Vlad speaking facts? Okay. Question mark. Quick Quick spell check. Is Vlad speaking of Fox? My bad, gang. I can't spell today. Pow. All right, because I didn't see a lot of people really coming to Drake's defense at all. Not even a lot of people. Anybody at all. And some people were saying some things in the comments that they made great points. I understand. And I put this up on Reddit as well. A lot of people were going crazy on Reddit. I actually had my phone buzzing all night. So let's go through some of the comments here. Buddha the Future said, did the features that worked with Nas and Jay step to defend them when they battled? That's a great question. I responded somewhere in here. Jesus Christ. Where's my response? Wow, enough niggas is responding to this nigga. Here I am. I responded, yes. Beans and State Prop, even Cam jumped in. Remember when Cam was getting on he's the Kofi slapper? He was running around, or that was Jim Jones. Jim Jones was the Kofi slapper, and Cam too. But they were talking about Nas. Right? They're gonna slap his Kofi off his head. Can I get some more names that maybe even contributed or try to help out when Jay and Nas were beefing? Buddha the Future says, when Pac mentioned everyone, Mobb Deep was the only people to respond. True. When there was the whole East Coast, West Coast thing going on, and Snoop Dogg came up here and did New York, New York. Snoop Dogg and the Dog Pound. New York, big city of dreams. Mobb Deep took that as a diss. Jay-Z actually said something about it. He said, New York's been soft ever since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. Right? Yolanda Richardson says, Jazzy Faye made a post about Drake. Really? Jazzy Faye? What happened to him? Jesus Christ. The game came through. It was the game. But as far as what he's saying right here, he gave out a list. He said Migos, I guess the Offset and Quavo, Young Blue, Block Boy JB. I don't know about the I Love Baconin, like leave him alone. I don't know. Fall back, McConan. We all right. We got this, bro. But Smiley, that's an OVO artist. Baka Not Nice said a lot on the gram. Other people said things on the gram. Hush. Chubbs, I think, threw a couple of subs here. Chubbs actually stayed kind of silent on his Instagram when it came to this. But as far as the rappers, Baka Not Nice is also signed to OVO, so there wasn't a Baka Not Nice track dissing Kendrick. Do we need that? Did Drake need defense? Or, is Vlad reaching right here? Let me see some more of these comments here. Comment gang strong. People were actually kind of passionate about this subject right here. Bro, this all started because Cole said love when they argue who's the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We be the big three. We started the league. I know. Good times. Why involve yourself in something when it isn't necessary? I'm sure they would have asked about. I'm sure they asked about the beef. Any of them would have chose their side. Plus, I think the LA thing was more of a gang cooperation event, which yes, unified the Bloods and Crips, which was always a thing, which is always a good thing. I'm sure Drake would do the same thing here if he really wanted to. That's a whole other conversation. That's happening right now, but whole other conversation for another day. how many people jumped to Kendrick's defense? Because I feel like Kendrick was more one of the puzzles in the picture. He was the main piece. But this 20v1 that was going on versus Drake wasn't Kendrick and friends. Dare I say it was The Weeknd and friends? I think the root of this whole thing came from The Weeknd and the whole XO family. The reason that we have a beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, obviously they've had their issues from time. They've been going back and forth, dissing each other. But I don't think that Kendrick had the long game of, by the time we get to 2024 or around that time in life, I'm going to try to dethrone this nigga. I've been taking little shots from back then, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, whatever it is. And I'm going to play the long game. And in 2024, I'm going to drop a banger to take Drake out. I don't think that was Kendrick's intentions. I think he never liked Drake. So he's always been taking shots to this nigga because he just doesn't like the nigga and doesn't like the place that he's been in. But as far as the whole concocted long form thing, it wasn't a 20v1 with Kendrick as the leader. It was a 20v1 as Kendrick as a piece of the puzzle. And everything else that happened with Kendrick, because he's the biggest rapper, he's the biggest rapper out of everybody who has issues with Drake. But the root of the problem, and maybe I'm tripping, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I think if we take it to the root, this is an OVO XO issue. That Kendrick Lamar was used to finish the job. Y'all following me right here? Common Gang Strong. I'll say it again. This was an OVO XO issue that the enlisted Future to, right? This is all part of the whole puzzle. Metro Boomin is down with those guys already. Future and Metro Boomin get together, they make their album, and they start the 20v1, right? The public version of the 20v1. But BTS, behind the scenes, the root of the shit, Drake and The Weeknd. I won't even say Drake and The Weeknd. OVO and XO. That's where the real issue comes from. Everything else that we're seeing, smoke and mirrors. I'll say again, yes, Kendrick has issues with Drake, but he was used. Gladfully, or I don't even know if gladfully is a word, but he was glad to be used because he hated that nigga and he was like, all right, this is my opportunity to get him. But as far as the whole 20v1, The Weeknd, XO, get Future, get Metro Boomin. Let's start the shit. Now let's get Kendrick. Get in there. Started off with like that. The trend is already now happening behind the scenes that we don't like this nigga Drake. He gotta go. He controls too much shit. He smashed too many of our chicks. He's gotta go. But how do we do it? None of us have the cachet, the skill set, the different things that we would need to quote unquote take him out. But we need him out of here. Kendrick, if Kendrick is supposed to be the guy that he is, free the slaves guy, all that type of stuff, Kendrick's not like maliciously like, I don't want Drake to ever eat food. I hope he goes broke after this. That wouldn't be part of his MO. He's supposed to be a nice guy. He's supposed to be a peace guy. I know we said, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, all that. But in essence, Kendrick is supposed to be about peace and love, about change. He showed it on stage when it came to the whole unity of the Crips and Bloods. Right? They're supposed to be positive in what Kendrick is doing. So taking a guy out of the position of rap and, you know, even though that's competition, but like taking food out of a man's mouth is not something I think Kendrick is, you know, losing sleep over every night. Like, how could I make Drake not eat? Nah. It's them other niggas. They just don't got the pen to be able to take him out. So let's amp up Kendrick. Yo, Kenny, what you gonna do, bro? You really hate this nigga? I got an open beat. I got to open for you right now. This is going to be the song of the summer, or one of the songs of the summer. And you can get on it. You can get at the guy. I know you don't like him. Do what you got to do. And then like that drops. So this whole 20v1 thing, and let's, you know, bring it back full circle to over to Vlad. When Vlad's asking this question, he's even asking it for the niggas who were in the 20v1, the niggas in the 20. Like, all y'all niggas clicked up to go against this nigga after he gave you a bunch of features. However, all these niggas who clicked up wasn't able to take him out. So, and I'll say again, this wasn't a Kendrick and Drake beef. This was an XO and OVO beef. All right? Y'all can do with that what you will. But that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas could send me some DMs or challenge me. I don't give a shit. I think that's what's going on. Anywho, do y'all agree with Vlad in closing? Is he spitting facts? Should more people have come to Drake's defense? I know YG dropped the song going at Kendrick immediately. But in the end of the day, if niggas don't say shit as far as dropping tunes, jumping on their Instagram, picking a side, I don't think Drake is mad. Unless you're a commentator on the scene, you're not required to have to say something on your socials. That's my opinion. As far as you guys, I asked, is Vlad speaking facts? 73% says yes. 27% says no. Yeah. Salute to DJ Vlad, though. I like that Vlad gets on his Twitter and goes and, you know, steps out on a ledge a lot of times. But I think that's where I'm going to wrap it now. Let me stop my share here. Big salute to everybody in the comment gang who's been here from the first minute. Make sure to hit that like button on the way out. We got an interview dropping tomorrow with Kriple as well as DTG. That's the nigga who does the Eminem skits and shit. Look out for that interview. Hold on. What's this comment say? Marco Mani says he's just as guilty. You wrong, Friday. Listen, we'll handle that on another day. Well, big salute to everybody in the comment gang strong. Look out for the episode 3 a.m. And we'll be back next week with another live. Maybe if there's anything that pops off really, really big in the news, might have to pop up on this live early. You know what I'm saying? But until then, we off of this. Deuces.